My name is Matt Munson. This is Blue Collar Trader. We're looking at PBF today, and we're going to do a really quick fundamental analysis. Hopefully keep it under 10 minutes. Here we see it up at 34.91, and that is November 2019. There's a huge restructuring in early 2020 where they acquired a company. Let's look at the 10K. Filings. So annual report on 2020 where it talks about the acquisition and the risk. It's in energy, which is volatile already. Let's go to risk right now. Price of crude oil. There's a substantial amount of indebtedness, changes in the credit rating limitation on our operations arising out of restrictive covenants of debt instruments, anti-takeover provisions, and our indenturement. The discontinuation, I'm not sure actually what that is. Well, let's Google that right now. London is an interest rate average calculated from estimates subsidized by the leading banks in London. I'm not sure why it's London. Anyway, going back to this. Let's go up to here. So there's an East Coast refining reconfiguration, was announced in October 2019 and completed in December 2020. It is expected to provide us with crude optionality and increased flexibility to respond to evolving market conditions. Our East Coast refining system throughput capacity is approximately 285 barrels per day, reflecting new configuration and idling at a certain major processing units. COVID-19 has negatively impacted oil markets, which is, again, they're hit by it, but as people start to go back to work, I think it's a really strong option. Adjust operational plans in the evolving market to lower our 2020 operating expense. Everything looks good. PBF is a fee-based, growth-oriented, publicly traded, and that is a logistics company that handles the oil. So there's some vertical integration there, which I really like. Let me stop saying It's just definitions. Anyway, let's go back to, that covers a 10K. We see a good amount of insider trading here. The CFO, the CEO, the SVP purchased a little bit, not a ton, but I think there's an opportunity there and they see that. A lot of Mexican, not a lot of, but some Mexican hedge funds buying into it, seeing some opportunity here. Unfortunately, most of these guys bought in at $6, which means that they're doing pretty good right now, where I bought in at $11, so I'm making some money, but I'm probably not going to see. These guys have already seen double their money on it, purchasing it at their point. I didn't enter at that good of a time. Let's go back to here. We see a lot of debt to equity ratio coming in 2020. See what it looks like on a quarterly. So it starts to ramp up here. But if we're comparing this to 2013, and then we go back to month, 2013, we were seeing prices around 34, so I think it's definitely got the option to be a 2 or 3 times investment, or a 2 or 3 bagger. Again, here we go, if we're looking at the monthly, crossing, and although not very strong RSI. Interesting. Going back to here, really good put to call ratio. Kind of missed the mark, or kind of missed where it shifted from puts to calls. But again, it's a safe one, hopefully, to become a 2-bagger. I'm aiming for a target market price of about $30. Current debt, it's a lot of debt. I need to go in and research that a little bit more. Here's the Open Insider, ran through that, learned what a LIBOR is, which is good. What is one other? And then we need to do a little bit more research. We'll see what Seeking Alpha says on PBF, I'm sorry. PBFX is the logistics company, faces a tough road ahead. Taking its toll. Let's see what this is. Suspended their dividends, but that's not, oh, that looks great. Like I said, blue collar. Do all I can out here. Anyway. Going into free cash flow. Again, coming into 2020 after the restructuring, we're just starting to see free cash flow again at 110 million after a 1.5. But I mean, right around here, if it has $1.9 billion in debt, and at the beginning of 2020 I acquired that, I mean, it's really not a ton of debt after that restructure, which hopefully allows them that. They're very straightforward in the 10K, although not optimistic. There's some insider buying, it's not great. Need to be a little bit more concise. Anyway, I've got this in my portfolio and it's been doing very well. We'll reevaluate in a little bit, but for now, we'll call that one done.